to Guys Care, and we're cooking spaghetti today. You guys, I'm really excited. We got Hunt's pasta sauce, garlic and herb, ragu pasta sauce. And we have our spaghetti. And then over here, we have meat. Just cooking. She's gonna start cooking it. So I add some onions, bell peppers, and different things into it. So this, okay. So we're getting our onions out. And we're starting these onions. So let's do it. I decided to help. What's up? This right here is my swag. I think it's funny how in this space everyone talks about marriage and all that. But I'm in a space right now where I'm like, marriage to me, I'm not exactly looking for it at the moment, mostly because I'm just enjoying the idea of not having a ring on my finger and not having to be devoted to one person yet, because I'm just not in that headspace where I feel like being dedicated to like one individual person. I just haven't found that space yet where I'm like, oh, I want to create children, or I found the person that makes me want to have kids. So, you know, certainly searching for it. Definitely searching. Found it? Not yet. Am I looking to find it? Hopefully. But at the moment, we're cutting these onions up until I find it and get it nice and refined. And throwing this turkey meat into it. Let's see here. Oh, ragu. Yes. Going into it. And we got the garlic. I'm glad to notice that I have one sibling who has found it, and 4 of us who have yet to. So that just shows that in this mindset in our brain, we all still think we're pretty young. Even though we're getting older, we all consider us to be in a young mindset. We also have Italian sausage that's going into the oven soon. I gotta turn the oven on. So we're gonna put this onto a plate, put some olive oil down, and then go from there. We got the onions. Try to cut it up some more. Let me see a little bit better from this angle. That's crazy. There's some more. I think I like to sit over here and try to think about what I'm creating more than what my parents are creating, because every single time that you always try to compare yourself to what they created, I feel like it's you pretty much sitting over here and putting a pause on what you feel like romance actually is. And I'm trying to press play on all the pauses, right? So it shit over here and goes, okay, yeah, I love that my parents were able to create something. And, I was born into a reality where they created something for themselves. But I'm in a space where I'm creating for who I want to be and what I want to be in my future versus what my parents created. Because if I always compare myself to my parents, I'll never sit over and feel like I have to go chase something. And so I just go, it's nice to compare to them, but at the same time, expectations are if they could do it and enjoy being a parent to me, I could definitely do it. It's just about creating the version that I want to actually grow up in, which means being content with the differences that are between me and my parents. Like, my mom feels like she did the right thing growing in our childhood, and I'm sure she did, but I'm at the point where it's like there's certain things where I'm like, some of the perspectives that you had, like my mom's been a straight woman her whole life, so the idea of certain things when it comes to that, I'm like, if I asked her for certain perspectives on some of my relationships, she wouldn't be able to give me an actual straight answer. It'd be more of what I feel is the answer for how I actually feel about the situation and what I'm looking for when it comes from that love language of a relationship, what I actually would want. So a lot of it would be more like, I'm sure because she comes from a relationship, she has her ideas, but my thing is that I think this is more about my mindset and what I actually believe is right and what's wrong. And because, only I can sit over here and tell you really what I'm personally thinking about in those moments and where my mindset actually is. You can ask someone that doesn't know about it, but ultimately, some of their ideas are going to be wrong. Some of their ideas are going to be ideas that are lacking. So we have our garlic out because it's not coming from a space of I know what you're talking about and I understand what you're talking about. Some of the times I be sitting here like, some of your ideas are wrong for me because that's not which is why I'm wearing glasses. That's not the perspective that I actually want to come from. But at the same time, some of these ideas I would agree with, depending on where I'm at. But we're going to see. So, really, a lot of this is, I like some of the disagreements I got into with my parents led me to be the first one to move out of my parents' house as the first girl, the first sibling in this house to do it. I was the first one out of the house, and I was also their first child in this relationship, in this marriage, to build my credit score to an amazing place for how young I was. And then sitting over here and getting it to a perspective where, I was able to support myself with my own car. I bought it with no cosigner, it was just me. And I pretty much was sitting over here and taking a lot of the advice from the person that taught me how to build up my credit score, and then also from the creator of, from my parents, and just listening to them on how to build it and then building a car. I did not. The first place I looked at when I was searching for a car, I actually told them no, which is the funny part. Some people assume that I'm just like, the first place I went to, I was like, yeah, this car is for me. No, it's not at all what happened. This is what it looks like. So, we got over this. We're gonna put these sausages on here. I actually told, like, the first 5 to 7, let me just look at 350. The first 5 to 7 places that I was car shopping at, I told them no. It wasn't until like 8 or 9 that I actually was like, oh, I like this car. I like the deal that you gave me. I like the offer. Even then when they gave me the offer, I still went and looked around at like probably 11 to 15 more different car lots. And then I decided after I got to 15 on which offer I actually was going to accept. And now we're going to sell here. Take these sausages, put them on the plate. Okay. Put this here. Put this here. I don't just make a decision when it comes to moving out or making a super big life choice decision off the first one. I usually make my decisions based off of me asking around and getting different perspectives. And then once I have a perspective that I actually feel like matches what I'm looking for, then I go for it there. So like dancing, searching around to find what I feel like agrees with my perspective of qualifications and just being able to actually find something that lasts long. Now that's done. Now we got this video. We have the spaghetti. I'm gonna pull that out. This is rolling. And then I have this tomato sauce to go into the sauce. And now I have my garlic. I'm gonna put this away. So get the pan out and put this into the pan. Let's go. Start our aromatics. Get our aromatics rolling. Look. Close up. Oregano leaves. Oh, just some of the seasoning. Into the water. Listen. Salt. Some like salt. Sausages are going into the oven. I'm going to take this down. I really like the lava. Then we have this on the stove now. We're going to wait for that to get to boil and we put spaghetti. Butter is in the pan. So we have the skillet going. I'm also going to throw some olive oil in here. So we'll be right back. As you can tell, I love to cook. Put some olive oil in there. That should be enough. Mix the butter and the olive oil together. The aromatics are going in. coat in. And it's all mixed in. But anyways, that's what I was talking about. I like to think that, you know, I was, like I explained, first kid to sit over here and move out. So when I moved out, I had originally went to this space and I was looking at locations out in Texas, Florida, California, Michigan, and Arizona. And so I was looking at all 5 places. And I was asking one of my roommates about which place he wanted to like go to and which place she wanted to go to. And then I was also asking my brother. My brother was like, the place that I had found, there's a bunch of different places. And he had like his different reasonings. And I had like a couple of different roommates I was looking at. So I was looking at one of my girl cousins, and then my brother, and then my roommate. And so I was sitting there, and as we were in this space, I was like, we have different spaces, where do you want to move? And so we're looking at those 5 locations. Eventually we found the one in Arizona. And then my brother didn't like it because it was too close. But then my cousin said that she wanted to move in later in the year. And so I was like, okay, if you move in with me, like, you just got to I'm a firm believer in putting your name on the lease. Like, if we're roommates, your name's going on the lease. I refuse to be in a relationship or anything with roommates where your name doesn't go on the lease. Your name is going to go on the lease. Like, I put my name on the lease because I liked pretty much being the person I was in charge of being responsible for paying rent and take care of those bills and getting renter's insurance and all that good information. It's starting to get this brown onto it. I'm going to add some more into it and then we're going to grab it. But I was sitting over here and not only was I like having my information on the lease, you will see, like, my name's on the lease, I signed the paperwork, all of that. I don't ever sign up for any relationship, partnership, any information where I can't put my name on the lease. That to me just sounds like something where I just don't care to be in it because it's just like, that's a bad deal. So, good deal for me, put my name on the lease and actually being a part of the cooking process, the food process, the rent, the car insurance, the car note, the electric bill, the water bill, HOA, garbage, recycle, all of that information. Having everything getting paid for on time. So my payments mostly came out the first of the month. So first of the month I'm paying all my bills, and then my phone bill and like my Wi-Fi bill came later, like the second half of the month. So first month was rent, electric, car note, car insurance, water bill, HOA, all of that, garbage disposal, all that information on the first month. So I'm like dropping a good amount of money in that first little rodeo. And then I'm going to work during that time. And then in 2 weeks, I get paid, and then all the smaller bills come out. And with the smaller bills, it was like it didn't hurt to get rid of the money as much. But then, you know, I got to save and then go grocery shopping during the smaller bills week. So now I'm grocery shopping. Favorite places to shop were Target and Fry's. So I'll always be at Target and Fry's, and then every now and then I'll shop. So I sit over here, and my roommates, I'm asking for my rent money on time, and I will complain. or try to kick you out if I don't have it on time. So, yeah. Anyways, especially when it comes to like, right now, I'm like asking all my, my YouTube siblings. Where's your half of everything? Your name on the lease, right? Every time you post on YouTube and you create more content, your name's on the lease, right? Where's your stuff? Where's your support from your younger siblings? And we get black pepper. Like every single thing that you have some kind of idea of, you want to build social media, you want to build your platform up. You do have written, like that. Their name on the lease, your name on the lease, our names on the lease. You know your siblings. Everybody got their own thing. And you get some steak. I like putting like steak seasoning onto my turkey because it's exciting for me. You know, you could turn lights on. You can sit over here and grab food out the fridge. You can sit over here and pick what you want to eat on this page and under my name. Then you could also sit over here and start affording your portion of the bill. And I'm taking my own advice with that information. But if you're sitting here and you can open my fridge, and you can sit over here and pull food out, and you can open your mouth to eat, you can open your mouth to pay for it too. That to me is like, you think that they hesitate to sit over here and ask me to pay for certain things? No, they don't. They take you and they be like, this is how you want to do it. My thing is, I'm really like a strong believer in giving somebody a budget and like, okay, let's sit over here and look at how much you make a month. Okay, this is the budget. This is how much you're sitting over here and using when it comes to electricity, when it comes to water, when it comes to HOA, when it comes to parking, all of it. When it comes to rent, this is how much you sleep, this is how much you work, this is how much you outside the house, this is how many hours you spend here, this is your budget. My thing is a lot of mindsets that you're trying to essentially get to respect you are the mindsets with an education. You know, like the MIT alumni, the Yale alumni, the Princeton alumni. They're so prestigious that they think that they have an upper hand on you. My thing is that you rolled your happy little self to my page. You're romantically interested in me. And I have no problem going, put my name on the lease. And let's go find a way to sustain my way of living. I'm not accepting any type of ring or anything like that unless I have my name on the lease. Why would I ever? That don't sound like a marriage if you don't have your name on the lease. If the bills aren't getting split 50-50, like everything to me should be a 50-50 or 100-100, whatever dynamic you want to look at it from. But he should be just as invested in paying for things as you are. Especially when it comes to moving out and being on your own. Like everything that I do when it comes to my romantic relationships is literally to get you out on your own and sustaining yourself. It just means, you'd be like, oh, what about visiting my parents? You could visit. I visited my parents almost for sure every week when I lived out on my own. And at a point, it was almost, sometimes during the week, it'd be multiple times during the week, almost every single day. I'm adding some cumin into it. And then I'm going to add some paprika just to give it a little bit of kick of flavor. And I did that because I like flavor in all of my food. But I'm also going to add some crushed red peppers into here. But during that time, I also sat over here and I was shocked. So if I really love something from my parents' house, I usually would take it and then take it back to my house. If I love, like, whatever I love. And then, like, shopping also means shopping at my in-laws' houses. Going to my in-laws and grocery shopping at their house and finding what I love in their fridge and shopping there. So I'm definitely in y'all space, too. Putting my name on, especially on the ones that no longer are with their, living on their own. Putting my name on these so I can sit over here and have my information down to someone that is responsible enough to live on their own and actually sustain themselves when it comes to food, when it comes to partying, when it comes to actually being a part of a community that I love to build with, and actually creating a livelihood that shows how I support myself when it comes to my siblings. I don't want a partner that feels like they have to take care of me 24/7. I'm not the type of person. I love being in a relationship, but I don't like being babied. Like, it's a go. You could. I'm very codependent in relationships, but I like being able to have my own stream of revenue in my pocket to where I'm always being able to take care of myself and not be like, oh, awkwardly, like, I don't like that feeling. I like being able to take care of myself every single moment, every single interaction, in every single space. So, like, walking around YouTube 135 times, knowing that I'm landing in not only the small spaces, but the spaces that have the finances and the ways of revenue that I know I've been able to create and come in contact with. And sitting here and going, I feel like I'm doing a lot of disagreeing with you. Not the small things, but the big things. And going, is my name on the lease? Because you have no problem putting your name on mine. So I should have no problem putting my name on yours. I feel like however you treat me is how I should be able to treat you. Just in retrospect. So, some of this is you started the standard, but I'm also someone who will vocalize what I like and what I don't like about being in a partnership with YouTube, especially going into the YouTube owners and the board of directors and, sitting down with you guys and being like, okay, I want to be able to create, and I'm saying yes to my mind in your space, that I could be able to create a stream of revenue and get paid promotion and have commercials coming in to my actual page and all of the ads and the add-ons, and actually getting more than just myself, but also the family that is supporting my growth and actually putting my name on the leasing, putting me into the circulation of the stream of income, and actually giving me space to actually create ads and create commercials that sit over here and support my financial growth in the space of YouTube. It's like, YouTube to me is so funny because you're not living in a TV screen, you're living in a space that just is controlled by cameras. That's the difference. It's like your mind sometimes starts to get confused that you're in a TV screen, but you're not. You're in literally the place that you recorded, and there's just a lot of attraction coming to that specific place that you recorded, to where you gotta find out how to a full stop and then put those names either as a partner, is somebody that wants to be on a lease, or you're a dependent. You're somebody that's codependent on how I'm growing. And those are two different realities. Like, you have your dependents who are dependent on you, have no idea what it's like to create YouTubes and do different things like that, but are sitting over here and still want to eat your food and be a part of your joy. So you have your dependents, and then you have your partners who are comfortable putting their name on your lease. Anyways, that's some of the things that I was like, as I grew, starting with my siblings about, I want to say 7 years ago. I was a part of my brothers, and I was part of my sisters, and then I made my own. And then I essentially woke them all up by putting them on my main page, got secure with my nephew's birthday party, and then the 4th of July that I also posted. So that's 2 times of me sitting over here and waking up my brothers and then my sisters up into this space and getting them back up, and I found answers to our questions on how to monetize and actually put that crowd into the lease and how to balance all that information out. So I kind of think, I was waking up kind of like in that reality of I'm waking up in my future and then doing the Benjamin Button or the Back to the Future role, where I'm driving it all the way back to today, and then trying to get my mindset to stay in today instead of going backwards again. It's like, it's a funny thing, but it's like really like playing Back to the Future when you're building a YouTube, because there's a lot of believing that you can wake up lots of years from now and actually communicate with yourself on a TV screen. I could wake up and be like, boop, there's my TV screen, I'm talking to myself. Yeah, I probably should. That's also, I'm gonna just allow myself the time and space to do it, but at the same time, start making phone calls to siblings and partners of come get me out this house. I'm ready to go. Let's boogie oogie. I'm on the way. I got my car keys. I'm finna head out. I'm coming to meet you. Kind of conversation. Hey, I'm coming to meet you. I got my car keys. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, now I'm finna sit over here and grab the noodles because it's starting to boil. Excuse me. Spaghetti. We got our spaghetti. We're gonna grab it. Okay, excuse me. Alright. That's in there now. couple minutes. This is what's exciting. You know, sometimes you just gotta sit over here and tell a kid to take their clip and move it from green to yellow. And then Lord knows, you get that clip from yellow to red. Okay. All right. I love that for us. I love that. Hey, this is what the taco meat, the spaghetti meat is looking like. Excuse me, the spaghetti meat looking like this. Here's the noodles so far. Here's the sausages. They got some thickies too. They're so good. Alright, I think the title name of this YouTube, hold on, should be, I put my name on the lease spaghetti. That should be the title of my YouTube, of this one. Because I think it'd be really funny to sit over here and say that. I put my name on the lease YouTube. Name's on the lease. And I signed the paper. The first one. The OG one. The one that makes you want to shiver because it's cold. The icy one. The frozen one. You know what I'm saying? Anyways. Put that there. Like this. Shake your head. You know, I think it's funny when you go up to like the YouTube directors of boards and I'll be like, I know exactly what your name is. And I can say it and they get scared because I've been them. You owe me money. Oh, so exciting. All right. I'm playing around. My spaghetti. Excuse me. Got the beef on the floor. It's beef on the floor. Let's get straight to it. I'm finna add these tomatoes in. We got these little tomatoes. Just drop these in here. Okay. It. What it's looking like so far. Tomatoes in here. I like to constantly move the meat around because I just don't like when it's, you know, you give it too much time to sit at the bottom and it actually gets burnt. I don't like burnt meat. So I move it around. Now we're going in with our garlic and herb pasta sauce. And then our ragu traditional sauce. So a lot. Let's mix this up first. Alright, let's mix it. And then I gotta take the sausages out and then cut that up. Right. Oh. Mix this up. Mix it. Mix it. Mix it. Now spaghetti sauce is ready. It's like I just sit over here and did an anatomy class and just dissected everything out of here. Ooh. Like this. Time to take this out. If my sugar's coming out. Alright. Take this. I'm impatient. I got it crispy. That's the way, I like it. Oh, yeah. Ugh. You all this here. You act like y'all not loud. Throw that in here. Damn. Ooh. No, I'm just gonna grab it. Like that. I don't think y'all like getting cut for real. I don't think men like getting cut because y'all get real quiet when it's time for y'all to get cut. Y'all got a lot to say when it's the women. But cut them in, they get quiet. Why y'all get so quiet? Why y'all whispering about? Yeah, sure. Every time it's the last time. You ever heard somebody sit over here and be like, this is the last time, but you know they got one more in there. They gonna do it one more time. Cause it ain't really the last time. This is the last time. This is the last time. This is the last time. And I just can't get enough. This is the last time. We lie. Oh, this is feeling familiar. I already feel like it's been 10 years. 10 years later. She's in her own space. Still doing the same recipe. Oh. Loves it. Loves it. Loves it. Would take it. But still in front of you. I'll take your man. I would love to take your man. I love every second of taking your man too. You know what makes me laugh? How like New York is, that's like their theme song. New York is one of the two funniest states of like swingers I've ever met. They love that shit. They live to swing. Like, New York to me is such a funny place to grow up from because they really are about swinging. That's just fun. That's just their normal. You do about 3 more and then leave 2. These 2 get left. Let's see. You should see it. It's getting messy over here. The spaghetti is popping up. The spaghetti sauce. All right, we got 3 more. Y'all can take a break. See the heat? You got it straight. Back it to the pot. I from NFL, and you know, obviously we're never gonna back down from cooking in the kitchen with you guys. Cooking with Goddess Kiera, and we're in here, and we're all sitting over here, and we're talking about sports and lots of manly stuff. And spaghetti doesn't get any manlier. I'm making fun of y'all, by the way. That's funny. But anyways, we just gotta pick this up and put it into here. So we're gonna do that. All right.
Last year we got in, he was suspended, came in, really sparked, gave the front real juice. And even tonight playing with TJ Clark, you see him and Parker out there together working. Mike Hoyt wanted to play in this game better.
Yeah, he did. He's a football player. He's a warrior. This is an Ivy League dude that is tough as nails. The intelligence that he has through football, he's got a coach on the field out there. I think you saw that last year in the game Carolina, Kansas City before he suffered that injury. Here we go. Intercepted. It's the ball game. It's second interception of the season. Back to the game for the ball. The fans are at Marshall.
Someone cook so because they're proving that they badly want to play the game. Like, I badly want to do this. Badly. Let me see how this goes. You ever tell someone that?
You helping me make this?